Lazy people never go broke. Here's why. It seems completely backwards, doesn't it? We've been told our entire lives that lazy people are the ones who end up broke, that if you don't work harder, hustle more, or stay busy, financial failure is almost guaranteed. So how could the exact opposite be true? Why do some people who seem almost effortless with money somehow avoid the financial disasters that trap everyone else? What looks like laziness from the outside may actually be a set of hidden psychological habits quietly protecting them from the very financial mistakes everyone else keeps making. Most people see laziness as a character flaw. They treat it as the enemy of financial success. But what if we've been calling the wrong behavior lazy this entire time? What if there are actually two kinds of laziness, one that destroys your future, and another that quietly protects it? This isn't about avoiding responsibility. It's about eliminating unnecessary effort. Once you understand that psychological difference, you'll never look at laziness the same way again. In fact, you'll discover that one of the traits we've been taught to criticize is actually one of the greatest advantages for building long-term financial stability. The energy efficiency paradox. Why do lazy people seem so obsessed with doing things the easy way? Why are they always looking for shortcuts, simpler solutions, or ways to avoid unnecessary work? And could that very instinct be protecting their finances more than they realize? Because your brain is designed to conserve energy. From an evolutionary perspective, unnecessary effort meant wasting valuable resources. So your brain naturally looks for ways to accomplish the same result with less work. Most people think that's a weakness, but when that instinct is used to eliminate unnecessary decisions instead of avoiding responsibility, it reduces mental fatigue, prevents costly mistakes, and frees your mind to focus on the financial decisions that actually matter. So if conserving mental energy is such an advantage, why doesn't everyone benefit from it? Why do some people become financially stable while others stay trapped in the same cycle? Because there are two completely different kinds of laziness. One kind postpones effort, allowing problems to grow until they become expensive, stressful, and difficult to escape. The other eliminates unnecessary effort altogether by creating simpler systems, removing unnecessary decisions, and preventing problems before they happen. They may both look lazy from the outside. The difference is that one creates future work, while the other quietly eliminates it. So what does conserving mental energy actually have to do with money? How could using less mental effort possibly lead to better financial decisions? Because financial mistakes are usually made by an exhausted mind, not an uninformed one. Most people already know they shouldn't overspend, ignore important bills, or make emotional financial decisions. The problem usually isn't knowledge. The problem is that every unnecessary decision drains a little more mental energy. By the time an important financial decision arrives, many people are no longer thinking clearly. They're simply reacting. But conserving your mental energy is only half the battle. Eventually, everyone runs into temptation. So why do some people seem to resist it effortlessly, while everyone else has to fight the same battle over and over again? The answer isn't what most people think, and it completely changes the way you'll look at self-control. The power of set it and forget it. Why do some people seem to have incredible self-control around money while others constantly struggle with temptation? Are they simply more disciplined, or is there something they're doing that makes temptation far less powerful in the first place? Because fighting temptation manually eventually fails. Most people believe financial success comes from having stronger willpower, but willpower is a limited resource. The more often you're forced to resist temptation, the more likely you are to eventually give in. The people who stay financially stable don't necessarily have more self-control, they simply stop putting themselves in situations where they have to use it. So if willpower isn't the answer, what is? How do some people make good financial decisions almost automatically? Because they rely on systems instead of motivation. Motivation comes and goes, systems don't. A system removes the decision before temptation ever appears. Instead of asking yourself to make the right choice every single day, you create an environment where the wrong choice becomes less likely in the first place. The less often you have to fight yourself, the more consistently you'll make good financial decisions. So why don't more people build systems if they're so effective? Why do most people continue relying on motivation instead? Because building a system feels like more work in the beginning. Your brain naturally focuses on immediate effort instead of future effort. It would rather solve the same problem 100 times than spend an hour creating a solution that eliminates the problem forever. Ironically, productive lazy people are willing to do a little more work today because they hate doing unnecessary work tomorrow. That's what makes their laziness so powerful. But even the best systems can't solve every financial problem, because there's another habit that quietly keeps people stuck, and it has nothing to do with discipline or automation. Subtraction over addition. Why do so many people believe the answer to every financial problem is simply doing more? more income, more investments, more side hustles, more financial advice. But what if the real solution isn't adding anything at all? Because complexity creates expensive mistakes. Most people assume more choices lead to better financial decisions. In reality, every additional account, subscription, payment, obligation, or financial commitment creates another opportunity to overspend, forget something important, or make a costly mistake. The more complexity you add to your financial life, the more opportunities you create for something to go wrong. Financial stability often comes from removing complexity, not adding more responsibility. So why are we constantly encouraged to keep adding more? Why does doing more feel like making progress, even when it isn't? Because your brain mistakes activity for progress. When you're worried about money, taking action creates the feeling that you're fixing the problem, even if your actions aren't improving it. Activity satisfies your emotions. Progress solves your problems. That's why people often spend years adding more work, more stress, and more complexity to their lives while unknowingly making their financial situation harder instead of easier. So what happens when you stop asking, "What else can I add?" and start asking, "What can I subtract?" Could one simple shift in thinking really change your financial future? Absolutely. Every unnecessary expense, commitment, distraction, obligation, and habit competes for your money, your attention, and your peace of mind. Removing what no longer serves you doesn't just simplify your finances, it changes the way your brain makes financial decisions because it removes the hidden psychological friction that quietly works against you every day. But here's the part most people never stop to think about. If removing the wrong habits can completely change the way you think about money, what other hidden psychological patterns have been influencing your financial decisions your entire life without you ever realizing they were there? That's exactly the question that led me to create the Wealth Code. A single video can only reveal a handful of psychological patterns, but your relationship with money is shaped by far more than just a handful. Inside the Wealth Code, you'll discover why smart people stay broke, how your identity quietly shapes your financial future, why emotional spending is so difficult to overcome, and the hidden mental habits influencing nearly every financial decision you make. If you're serious about transforming your relationship with money instead of simply collecting more financial advice, the Wealth Code is where that journey begins. You'll find it linked in the description below. But here's what's fascinating. Even after someone understands those psychological patterns, even after they recognize them in their own life, why do they still make financial decisions they know they'll regret? What is it that becomes so powerful that it can override knowledge, override logic, and even override our best intentions? Doing nothing is sometimes the smartest financial decision. It usually happens in moments of pressure. Why do intelligent people suddenly make terrible financial decisions the moment they're under pressure? Why do people rush to fix problems immediately, even when that decision ends up making everything worse? And why is doing nothing often the hardest choice of all? Because your brain mistakes urgency for importance. The moment fear, uncertainty, or financial pressure appears, your brain wants relief, not necessarily the right answer. Taking immediate action creates the feeling that you're regaining control, even when that action is the wrong one. The stronger the emotional urgency, the greater the risk that you're reacting instead of thinking. So if acting quickly feels so natural, why does it so often lead to expensive financial mistakes? Because emotions demand immediate action, while good judgment requires time. When you're emotionally overwhelmed, your brain develops tunnel vision, narrowing its focus to escaping the discomfort as quickly as possible. That's why people make impulsive purchases, rush into financial commitments, or make desperate financial decisions they later regret. Time doesn't just calm your emotions, it gives your judgment a chance to catch up. So does that mean you should always wait before making an important financial decision? Could doing nothing actually become a financial strategy? Not always. But when your decision is being driven by fear, panic, or emotional pressure, slowing down is often the smartest move you can make. Doing nothing isn't procrastination when it creates better judgment. Sometimes the most profitable financial decision you'll ever make is the one you refuse to make until your emotions no longer control it. But emotional decisions don't begin with fear alone. Sometimes they begin the moment we start looking at everyone else's lives instead of our own. Lazy people don't waste energy on jealousy. Why do some people always seem entirely content with what they have, while others constantly feel like they are falling behind? Could jealousy be costing you far more than just your peace of mind? Because jealousy quietly rewires your financial behavior. The moment you begin measuring your life against someone else, your financial choices stop serving your true goals and start serving your deepest insecurities. Comparison doesn't just steal your happiness, it actively convinces you to spend money solving personal problems that never belonged to you in the first place. So why is this destructive trap so incredibly difficult to ignore? Why do highly intelligent people keep falling into the cycle of comparing themselves to everyone else? Because we mistake jealousy for self-reflection. When you look at someone else and feel that sting of envy, you think you are evaluating your own life, your own progress, and your own desires, but you aren't. True self-reflection requires looking inward at your own values. Jealousy does the exact opposite. It hands the steering wheel to a complete stranger and lets them set the standard for your life. You aren't building your own dream anymore. You're letting someone else dictate what your lifestyle is supposed to look like. So what makes productive lazy people entirely immune to this psychological trap? Why don't they seem nearly as affected by social competition? Because they are simply too unbothered to waste energy competing in a race they never signed up for. They recognize that every single dollar spent trying to keep up with an outsider's arbitrary standard is a dollar stolen from their own financial freedom. The less mental energy you waste chasing someone else's highlight reel, the more raw capital you preserve to build your own reality. Financial confidence scales when your spending matches your values, not someone else's scoreboard. But jealousy and social comparison are only part of the story. Sometimes people don't spend money because they want what someone else already has. They spend money because they're terrified of missing out on what everyone else seems to be chasing. The FOMO immunity shield. Why do perfectly rational people suddenly make irrational financial moves the moment everyone else is buying, investing, or chasing the exact same thing? Why does the fear of missing out become so overwhelming, even when we explicitly know better? Because FOMO doesn't just distort your logic, it completely rewires what your brain perceives as safe. The exact second the crowd starts moving in one direction, your survival instincts begin treating inaction as a dangerous risk. You stop asking, "Is this right for my bank account?" and start asking, "What if I'm the only one left behind?" FOMO tricks you into believing that following the herd is inherently safer than trusting your own judgment, even when the crowd is running toward the very mistakes they're trying to avoid. But what happens when you let that fear dictate your money? What is the real cost of chasing the crowd? A brutal cycle of buyer's remorse, maxed out credit cards, and negative bank balances. FOMO forces you to spend tomorrow's security on today's illusion. You chase a trend out of anxiety, only for the thrill to evaporate the exact moment you swipe your card. Whether it's a high-income earner drowning in debt to fund a lifestyle they can't afford, or someone living paycheck to paycheck paying overdraft fees just to keep up with the latest trend, the result is often the same: emotional exhaustion, unnecessary debt, and financial instability. So why are productive lazy people uniquely immune to this psychological herd mentality? Why don't they feel that agonizing urgency to chase every single new trend or market wave? Because they never confuse aggressive movement with actual progress. They understand that every trending purchase, hyper-hyped opportunity, and flashy new lifestyle upgrade carries a massive hidden tax on your mental, emotional, and financial energy. A productive lazy person is perfectly content missing out on 100 good opportunities if it means avoiding the one catastrophic choice that will destroy their peace of mind. Chasing everything guarantees you'll eventually say yes to something you should have walked away from. You stop making expensive panic decisions to avoid future regret and start making quiet choices that buy your future freedom. Financial freedom isn't built by catching every opportunity, it's built by having the confidence to ignore the opportunities that don't belong to you. But all of these psychological shifts lead to one inevitable final question. If conserving your mental energy, automating your life, removing unnecessary complexity, resisting panic, refusing to waste energy on jealousy, and becoming immune to FOMO are the very behaviors that build long-term financial stability, then what does the word lazy actually mean? Could it be that society has completely misunderstood this trait all along? They're not lazy, they're energy efficient. So after everything we've uncovered, what does the word lazy actually mean? Have we been criticizing one of the very traits that quietly protects people from financial disaster? Because most people have confused avoiding work with avoiding unnecessary work. Those aren't the same thing. Avoiding responsibility creates bigger problems. Avoiding unnecessary effort creates fewer problems to solve in the first place. Productive lazy people don't avoid effort. They avoid wasting effort. That's a completely different mindset, and one that quietly protects both their energy and their finances. So why does society keep treating all laziness as if it's the same? Why do we celebrate constant busyness instead of intelligent efficiency? Because busyness is easy to see, efficiency isn't. People admire the person constantly working because effort is visible. What they rarely notice is the person who quietly removed unnecessary work before it ever existed. Real financial stability isn't built by solving more problems, it's built by creating fewer problems that need solving. So what's the biggest lesson hidden inside all of this? What separates productive laziness from the kind that quietly destroys people's lives? The difference is intention. Destructive laziness postpones today's responsibility and creates tomorrow's crisis. Productive laziness solves today's problem once, so it never has to be solved again. One avoids responsibility, the other eliminates unnecessary responsibility. That's why productive lazy people often appear calm while everyone else feels overwhelmed. They're not winning because they're doing more. They're winning because they've learned how to need less. But understanding these psychological patterns is only the beginning. If you're serious about transforming your relationship with money instead of simply collecting more financial advice, the Wealth Code goes much deeper into the hidden mental patterns that shape wealth, financial confidence, and long-term stability. You'll find it linked in the description below. If this video changed the way you think about laziness, wait until you discover how seemingly respectful behaviors can quietly damage your confidence around successful people. Click the video on your screen now and watch Polite Things You Do That Rich People Secretly Hate. You'll discover that some of the habits you've always believed were polite are actually creating distance instead of connection. And once you understand the psychology behind them, you'll never interact with successful people the same way again.